LRBAquatics.com. Hello world, how's it going? Back again today with another live video. So, some of you guys may have seen the one I did earlier where I took and made a video of this tank before I took out that HC, and I'm going to show you what I ended up doing with it. Here's a quick little view of what it's looking like now. Just took out a little bit of the HC, opened up the middle a little bit. Not much for plants that I really need to grab now. I do sometimes got to go ahead and keep this Java fern here, so I'll have to do something with that eventually. I may end up selling that, we'll see. But let me take you guys downstairs and show you what I'm doing with that. I was gonna actually, just do it and go, but I figured I'd go ahead and bring you guys along and show you, because why not? Why not do a twofer? And this one, I was thinking I'm getting ready to escape this tank too. I'm not gonna get like too crazy with it. I may end up doing this live tonight. I don't know, we'll see. May save that tomorrow. I got these rocks to work with and whatnot. I've got a little plan for it. But yeah, I'm gonna share with you this island I just created with that HC, hemianthus callitrichoides, or callitrichoides, something like that. People call it HC for short. Type in HC aquarium plant. Google will show you. But yeah, this is what it is right here. So, sometimes you'll find a driftwood out on a beach or something like that that you can just tell it'll really float. Kind of feels like a marshmallow. This piece actually looks like it used to be an old burnt piece that came from like a beach campfire that the water just kind of worked down. It's floating really well. So I knew this driftwood would never end up sinking, or it would take it forever to sink, so I figured I might as well try to make a island out of it. Now I just have this on here. I think this is Creeping Jenny possibly, but I just had that on there to kind of garnish it. You could do it with or without that. The only thing I worry about this is drying out too much, so I just kind of soaked it in here before I put it down. How do you make saltwater driftwood safe for freshwater? I don't know. I probably wouldn't even try that. I would just go find something from a freshwater spot. And as far as getting this on here, with the HC, they came in like kind of bulk clumps. And as you can see with this piece of driftwood, you can't just like put bulk clumps on it as easy. So what I'll do with like these clumps, I'll like peel them around so you can get them long that way. That way it'll stay in one spot. You can actually like roll them out kind of like you would a hose or something. It's kind of weird. But that worked out really well doing that. Then I just use this quilt thread. Tie it on with this. You can't even hardly see this stuff, especially if it's in water on plants. And it works really well. Like you can't see the ties or nothing. That's what it looks like on the bottom. Like you can even barely see them on the bottom. I like to use that over glue because glue doesn't last forever. Plants won't stick to glue forever. They'll eventually grow out of the glue. Then you'll have a driftwood piece of like all these white spots from glue. Then this is the other piece of HC I pulled out of that tank as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet either. This thing was massive, a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. This is probably about twice as big as the one that I took for the driftwood. Give you an idea, that's my hand. It's got my whole hand covered. Like big time. Massive. Not sure what to do with it though, because it really does love CO2. I don't have many CO2 tanks for it. I'd hate to kill it. But I'll have to figure that out. I actually got a bunch of other plants too out of the QT, maybe for that scape tank. I don't know if I'm gonna get into that tonight though. I don't know. I'd like to get these plants out of here sooner, some microsort and stuff. But yeah, so that's all I did was quilt thread that onto this marshmallowy driftwood that I knew that wouldn't sink forever. And yeah, now it's a cool little floating piece. Now it may have like a little dieback as it grows out, because it's going to have to adjust to the actual being up and out of the water. Some of it is already adjusted, some of it isn't. I'll have to get it on this rolling chair. Yeah, that ain't too bad. I can roll around. Sweet. A little better shot, but once again, like I said earlier, I like to dunk it down. You can kind of see the water gets on and kind of stays in between. So that'll help keep it moist for a while. Now if you want to periodically dunk it, that might help as well. I don't know if I'm going to garnish it with this or something else. I don't know, but still cool. Dun 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 dun. That's like I got a toy in here. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And you know, there's other ways you can make islands too. You don't even need driftwood, like say with pearlweed. Reishi is a good one to use. You guys saw in my video earlier, I showed you guys down in that fry rack this huge amount of pearlweed I had that is just like a floating island itself. But yeah, 240's looking good too. Just gotta get some water added in here. I've been doing water changes, adding water gradually. So I did a huge water change in, and now Haley's doing water changes everywhere else. Could you make a mat with that plant? Yeah, definitely, for sure. You could, but you're definitely gonna want some highlight and CO2 to do that. It's really hard to do it without CO2. So yeah, how tight do you tie the thread? Not really tight, so I usually just loop it around like 3 or 4 times, kind of like tie 3 or 4 knots on top of each other, and that works out good enough. Really easy to do. I like to take a needle to thread it sometimes, but that's not absolutely necessary either. Go ahead and show you this other floating island I was talking about. And this is that pearlweed floating island I was talking about. This stuff is crazy. This is a 75-gallon tank. So it's got like half of that 75-gallon tank. Talk about a good breeding island. And does that. Actually, what I'll do is you can grow it as a ground cover too. Cut it. You just cut it. Let that other stuff float. It'll collect up and then create a little island too. That's another little island you can create. Actually, I do have that on my website if you guys need some. Pretty cheap. My favorite plant in the whole fish room, actually. Besides that, let's see. I don't think I have many other islands going. Another pearlweed island. Alright, so yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. And let's see. Any last questions before I hop off here? I know it's not your thing, but do you know plants that grow in brackish? So no, I really don't. I know there's a few out there that do. Like there's like some vowels, I think, and like some grasses and whatnot I've seen growing in brackish conditions. So I know the plants are out there. I've just never, well, I think I may have looked them up before, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Shrimp, safe way to get rid of midge larvae. I have no idea, to be honest. Maybe another fish, move the shrimp, get some fish to eat them. That's what I would do. But yeah, there's the floating island. In the new tank. Oh, I can't wait to keep this tank clear. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Java fern grows in brackish, says Derek Fortune. Oh, I got this tank kind of up and going. Got that one clean. Oh, you can see in this Tetra one too, by the way. I forgot to share that with you guys. I'm gonna add more Rotalias in here. That should help with these guys. You guys don't get to see these fish very often. My random Tetra tank. I have bred these guys, the silver tips. One day I'm gonna breed some of them again, or more fish. That guy's still pretty tiny. Then I got this done for the sea alani up here. This driftwood pretty much makes the whole tank. It look pretty bare without it. A little valve, some jungle valve in the corner there, and then some regular valve. Hygrophilia pinnafatida. And I got this one going, substrate in it. It's been green water forever. I'm gonna get some moss driftwood in there. That's got the Brightwell with sand substrate going. You can see in all these. Pretty stoked, getting lots done. Haley's been absolutely awesome, helping out. In 2019, I should definitely be a lot more motivated too around these holidays. I kind of slow things down a bit just because, man, I go hard all year long. How are those half-beaks? The half-beaks are doing great. They're actually down here at the end of this 240. I gotta move this driftwood and stuff too. Has Anubias all over it. Yeah, they're down here. Even the discus, they went full 100% water change. Actually, it was probably more than 100%. Temperature down to like 71. They're doing all right. Look at this. I think just having a happy, healthy environment just makes a huge difference on a fish. Not so much like all the different parameters. But there's one of the half beaks. Freaking awesome. Little pikes. It's probably one of my favorite like shapes of fish. Even though it's hard to pick favorites. Oh, and we caught these Congo tetras breeding over in this Rotalia any again. So out of all these plants, it seems like they really have a thing for Rotalia any. Aquariums by Maxwell says Anubias, hornwort, water sprite, and Anacharis all grow in brackish. Well, that's good to know. Thank you so much, Aquariums by Maxwell. Appreciate that. John FMKN says, hey Lucas, how do I clear up a dirted tank? I just picked it up today. It's a mess because of the move. So just do huge water change out of it. Just change it until the water is clear. If you don't feel safe doing that, then let your little bit of bacteria that's left in it grow into the water column overnight, and then do another big water change after that. Daniel Doc Cook, thank you so much, so much for the $15 super chat and for your support once again. Says, hey Lucas, how's it going? What is the trick method of getting rid of camelinus worms? Been having a heck of a time in my angel tank. So I've never actually battled them, Daniel, personally. What is the name of the stuff they actually use? I mean, you can try dog dewormer. I don't know if that actually works. Hopefully somebody in the chat can help Daniel out. Matter of fact, I will stay on here until somebody can help Daniel out. Levamasol is, I believe, what they use for camelinus worms. I just don't know like the actual treatment. Wow, he's got some green coming out of him. But Daniel Doc, yeah, I've never actually messed with it, so hopefully somebody can help you out. But I believe it's Levamasol. We've got 143 people in here. I'm sure somebody knows. I've been asked that question a few times too. You'd think I'd be privy to it, but you know, if you don't really practice or do something yourself, I'm really a hands-on kind of guy, learn from experience. All right. Yeah, that was a beautiful green coming out on him. This sea alani's got some green coming out on him too. That's what I love about those sea alani is the green color on them. I'm real partial to green and blue fish. Oh, nobody's gonna answer or help Daniel out here. guys are just gonna keep me on here forever, just so you can look at this tank, huh? Well, alright. What do I gotta do next? Let's see, I've got this moss I got to deal with. I also pulled that out. Really don't know what to do with this. But I've got, that tank's got very little plants. That tank's just got very little plants. Some of you guys know the bronze crypts that were in that divided tank. I just threw those in here to help cycle the tank. Got some orange shrimp in there as well. Just added some orange shrimp in there. Driftwood, some wasser tang. Man, that crypt is melting back like crazy. Hope it does alright. Transitions alright. There's that pearlweed again. That stuff is nuts. And then let's see, I got those two empty. I've got that one empty, which I'm lucky I put water in this the other day. I didn't know plecos can jump, but this pleco actually jumped from this tank to that tank. I don't know what would possess him to do that, but I've never seen a pleco jump. Pretty crazy. Then I've got that one that's empty and that one empty to plant. This could probably use more plants. Same with these behind me, could use more plants as well. Now I think somebody answered Daniel Doc here. Where was that? What are they doing? Says Corey from the Aquarium Co-op. Says levamasol for the red worm. Greg Sage has info and dosing on his website and YouTube videos, Daniel Doc. Maple Street Aquatics says. And Julian Prevalent says levamasol seems to be the preferred method to eradicate them. So I would definitely check out that levamasol, and hopefully that helps. I hate to hear any kind of fish dealing with that, and hope it helps them feel better. Let's see. Aquariums by Maxwell says levamasol kills camellinus worms. Disinfect everything that touched the tank with bleach. I'm not big on bleach, so. But I would definitely treat the tank that they were in, because the tank is probably ground zero, hopefully. That is ground zero. Or if they did touch any other tank, you were going to want to probably treat them in case they're in there somewhere. Beast Heart says, Pleco or Beast, they knocked a lid off my tank before. It was impressive. That is impressive. That is wild. That is pretty wild. Alright, well, I'm going to hop off here, get back to it, and who knows, maybe I'll jump back on and actually do a live aquascape. And I just don't know how long it's going to take. Like, if I go ahead and do all the plants and stuff, that might take a little time. But I don't know. Let me see how motivated I am here in about half hour or so. May hop back on and I'll put this together. We'll do a little something. So, alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And until next time, everybody, peace. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't. Because, yeah, why not? It's free. So, till next time, everybody, peace. Have a great one.